Right, so interdependence. Most of the time when we play a drum beat, we're playing it based on feel. So in twos and fours are really easy to count and feel, and you can play, whatever you want to play. You feel it, but that doesn't make you a good drummer, right? Because now you're faking stuff if you don't hear things right. So the first skill that we need to learn that makes us drummers is called interdependence. So instead of our hands firing like this is natural, we want to be able to fire our hands interdependently. Like one hand can play one thing, one hand can play the other thing, and it doesn't have to be offset or together, right? This is how our brains are programmed. So the first exercise to get hand interdependence, you're gonna need to do that with all four limbs at the same time, but you start slowly and just simply counting 2 with one hand, 1, 2, and counting 3 with the other hand, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Does that make sense? So then together it would sound like this. So if you played that naturally, if you're just like, oh, you heard that beat, right? Like it's a Christmas Carol song, dun 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 dun. You can figure that out. It's just a together. It's non-flammed, right? A flam is when they're offset. Together is when they fire at the same time. So it's just together, and then right, left, right. And naturally, you could feel that pattern, and that's the difference. You can just naturally hear that as a drummer and be like, oh, I can play that. Not complicated. But where you're going to build interdependence is when you're playing one hand, 1, 2, 1, 2, and the other one's playing 3. And that's the first little exercise to kind of build hand interdependence. So you're mapping and programming your brain to fire differently, and that makes you a better drummer.